Hello there, welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode what we did was we were trying to think of things to do. I've thought of something just in the, the 5-second break between ending the video and starting this one. I've got to do Measurehead to get the body down, so that'll be at like 9 o'clock when I set them off, take the body down, send Kim to sleep, take the boots off, try that. That's the general idea. But for now, let's read The Greatest Innocence.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Pack open the immense tome.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Sure, why not?
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
Right. Alright, go on, give me all the hints you got.
A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast that first innocence. Thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores.
Dolores Day?
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions.
You bitch.
Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
What?
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
The Pericarnassian?
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Sure, try again. I trust you've got my back.
An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme rule over the Occident or the known world in general. At least, the parts that matter.
Yes, so interesting, but I thought you'd give me the answer to the question.
I can do better. Okay, so commonly, an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help?
Yes, immensely.
Great. Dolores.
Dolores Day?
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she is not often considered the strongest, even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline. Love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again?
Franco Negro?
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information.
Going to be helpful this time? I could use a hint.
Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members. There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Dolores.
No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true.
Kedra?
Incorrect. Kedra is a large nation in the mid-northern area of the
That's a
Mawindi
place.
Isora,
Damn it. I was very
north
wrong.
of the Occident, between the Ilmarin mountain range and the Pacific Mare Interregnum. Care to try again?
Stepan the Despicable?
Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again?
No, Pasternak?
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind. I've got it. Honest.
Okay, are you sure this time? I'll bite. Hint me.
Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro.
You're absolutely certain of this.
0 doubts. While it was actually her.
Dolores.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence. A most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-isolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better. You would have done better if you'd just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
Thinks it's so smart and damn.
Okay.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real
Put the book away. Right, let me try again. Can I try again?
The greatest innocence. Browsing through the... You can do it. Your educational survey
Okay, I can definitely
is
do better
done.
this time.
It seems rather unfair to try again after you... Oh yeah. This is what I was made for.
Perkinacian.
Now, as the first question to easy...
Strongest.
Everybody knows the answer to this.
Franco Negro.
Correct. Franco Negro. Question 3. Got
False.
it under control.
Esther Pasternak.
Correct. The most final stretch. I've got it.
Dolores.
Correct. Everything from and more. Congratulations. An A. All correct. Impressive. Oddly so. You really navigated some treacherous waters here. Well done.
Got you this time, not so smart anymore, are you?
The lieutenant is doing his best to ignore
You fucking
your
bot.
behavior. Yeah, sure. It's so much easier once you know the answers, right?
Lol. Bye-bye. Okay. So I can conceptualize again at the backyard wall. Also, I gained this the thought.
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes. The blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
Wake up in a new life by the seaside. So I get a bunch of bonuses. The -1 shivers is from that, and minus Inland Empire is dull but solid. But I get it back from here, so... Okay, and then Wasteland of Reality is next. 5 hours to go on that one. Okay. Let's see, what can I do? Let me think. Right, so I can go try conceptualization again. Can I conceptualize? I don't think I can conceptualize right now, but I'll give it a good old fucking college try. Right, I just got rid of the thing that gave me conceptualization. You dangus. I'm going to make sure we're not minusing it anywhere. Okay. Let's go back to the wall and see what we can see. But also, did that unlock the other conceptualization? No. No, it did not. Okay. I mean, we're nearly there in terms of time to do the measurehead stuff, so that's good. It's good timing. Skibbity-bibbity-pop. Skibbity-bibbity-bibbity-dop.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Why am I looking at this wall?
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Yes, but I want to succeed at a check, Kim. For God's sake, please. Just once, I want to succeed at a check. It can't be that hard. I just want to succeed. But what, hopefully, well, I mean, definitely we're going to get a hit of XP soon because we can go and get the body down, which is going to be a massive amount of XP, surely, like a 70 job. Even if it's 30, I can get nearly a level up from that. So that'll do. Measurehead. It's going to take you a little bit to do this, isn't it? I can't afford a room, but I've got the old lady's room, so that's fine. Until she turfs me out and then I'm fucked. Hello, Measurehead. How you doing?
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
Okay, I'll wait here. Just take the body down. Wait here while Measurehead goes.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
I'll wait. Shouldn't take him long.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
You're just trying to keep things from going to shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
Spoken by a mercenary, pretending to be a worker.
I'll work with whoever I want.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
It is done.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead.
Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
Goodbye. Did you just call me hand sandwich? You little shit. Just needed to get the body down. Now I can do some investigation, you know? Some real shit. Hello, Kuno.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
By the way, Kipt is a
Yes,
racial slur.
I know.
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Stop using the K word, it belongs in the past.
Can't tell Kuno what words to use. Fucking kipped.
What is this, a word museum? You want to belong in a museum, Kuno, with the old people?
Fuck you. Kuno says kipped if he wants to. Kuno's dad says kipped all the time. Kipped's a cool word.
Kipped, kipped, kippity, kipty, kipped. Kippity, kipped, kip, kip, kipped.
It's like a little engine has come alive on the other side of the fence. An engine that only says Kipt.
Kipped. All right. Shut it down, see. The cunt has business to do. Kuno
Whatever.
doesn't fucking care.
Whatever. Fucking idiot.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
A field autopsy.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
Got it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Why don't you know? What use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
What's the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I need a pair then. Can we turn to this shortly? We have glove hunting to do.
Let's not go glove hunting, please. Let's use division of labor. I perform the anatomical side, while you take notes.
We just fill this in, right?
That's right.
Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol. Yeah, we got this. We're smart.
Okay, open the ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials HDB.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Write it down.
Next,
Name.
we've heard the nom de guerre. Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down.
Lely, nom de guerre.
What's next? Date of birth?
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Roughly
Try
50.
40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm going to write 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
They're kind of vaguely white.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Bucky. Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
040351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
He placed his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the
the
page.
corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label, sorry.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I going to get them?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Omit the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50 .100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet flat, and leads side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini.
Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern bald.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Write it down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand, pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
Steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we've got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
Ah, shit.
Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Okay, cut the belt off.
You jam the cutters right under the knot.
What
That
the
seems
fuck
like a
is
smart
wrong with
idea.
me?
Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold.
Fuckity
Then
fuck.
the lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Rotate some more.
A really, really bad smell is coming from there now.
Ah, shit.
And
Fucking
some kind
Christ,
of
right.
cracking
Fuck.
sound.
Okay, cut some.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that buggery. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Let him work.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Yes, that's much better form than you had. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
I just have no joy at all with these checks today.
Here.
As in today's, in the recording of yesterday's video, and today's, and probably tomorrow's. It's a fucking joke. He hands you the chain cutters back and then kneels close to the body, running his finger along the dark red groove until it comes to a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
I fucking knew it.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Fuck those kids. They get no joy of this.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Okay, write it down.
Last item, hands.
Takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done.
Turns to the
What
sergeant
next?
Grievous, not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket, ear, muffled voice, that's all. Well done, what's next? Internal examination, summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Nope. Right in it.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Write it down.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force, both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
He said I'm just writing things down, that's what I'm doing.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Wait, don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tidiness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
Write NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Write NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Write it down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries, summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we've inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I've inflicted.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
But isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic if you like, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to investigate this man's murder. And if they do, such details would only confuse them.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
The boys nod approvingly.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write down.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description are 2 black boxes waiting to be checked. Non-fatal. Post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal. Post-mortem.
Right. Next?
What's the 4th field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Opinion, fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. First, how'd it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the
Thank you.
circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to
Rip out a
Faubourg
copy of the autopsy pages.
for processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, looks at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Search the body one more time thoroughly.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Look into his fingernails like Kim already did.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
I've got a good feeling there's more to this corpse.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Can he just hang out here for a little while longer?
If you want for this task to slowly become impossible, then yes. Otherwise, no. He's been hanging out far too long already. We need to ice
Okay,
him.
where do we find a fridge for the body?
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Well, yes, there was.
Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Okay. This is just so I can buy some time. Send victim's body to processing. And fridge the victim's body. This is just for me to buy time, so that I can send Kim to sleep, and then I can try and steal the guy's boots. I mean borrow. Borrow for the case, for the skill checks. That's what I mean. I wonder if they'll give me any negatives. They shouldn't. They seem like super armor. Let's have a look.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge, slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
Close the door. Ah, shit, I fucking unpowered it like a knobhead. Let me put the plug the black cable back in.
Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box. Somewhere,
cable.
a machine hums along with the current. Happy and
And the red.
content. Somewhere in the dark.
Okay. Plug them both back in. So it's powered up again.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
So what do you think of this fridge, Kim? Looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The 2 of you,
Okay.
easily.
Let's do this.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You have created an ice bear sarcophagus. You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Really think it's good work?
No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room.
We did the best with the means at our disposal.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Close the door. Okay. Kim? It's time for you to go to beddy buys. I've got shit to do. Namely, take someone's fucking boots off. Alright. So I've got 2 more points I could smack into authority and try and do the check again. So I could put a point in, try it, put a point in, try it. Let's see how that works. I could do the same for empathy. For now though, Kim, I need you to go to bed. Which means I need to go to the shack so he leaves so that I can come back out again. Let's head home. Huh. What's this? Scribbled between the thighs of the page 3 girl. L'origine du disco. Origin of disco. Maybe that's not what that says. It looks like the word origin, but I can't know for sure. Yeah, about that Gary situation. Apparently what I missed was that you need like a higher level of passive perception than I have. And therefore couldn't do it. So I missed the telltale signs. Also, there's a mug you need to get in his house, which I also didn't do. You know. I'm off to bed, mate.
It's getting late and it's snowing. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Okay, enter the shack and then immediately leave the shack again. Because I've got shit to do. Just this one thing. This is the only thing I'm going to do behind Kim's back. I want the boots. I need them. Skibidi-bidi-boop. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-bop. Skib-bobbidi-doop-dabba-doop-babba-dabba-doop-dabba-da-da-doo. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-bidi-doo. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-boop. Ba-di-bidi-boop-bidi-bidi-boop-bidi-beep-boop. Ba-da-ba. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-bidi-boop. 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 Skibidi-bidi-bidi-boop. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-boop. Beep-bidi-boop. Bidi-boop. Bidi-beep-boop. Ba-ba-da-ba. That was my a cappella version of Mario 64's Bob on Battlefield theme. Hope you enjoyed it. Now let's take the boots off this dead body. Maybe tonally a little bit fucked, but that's fine. It's conceptual. It isn't conceptualization. It's something else. It's a yellow skill.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Try to remove the dead man's boots.
The body is reluctant to let go of the boots, as though it were its last bit of dignity. You're going to need to summon all your strength for this undertaking. Whatever you're planning to do, you need to do it before you catch pneumonia in the cold draft coming from deep inside the fridge.
Pull on the right boot.
It's not completely useless. You're able to reveal a little more of the putrid polymer sock beneath the boot.
Pull on the left boot.
It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two. Just relax. This is easy. This is happening. See? The corpse doesn't care if you try to take his boots. He doesnn't need them. He's probably glad to get rid of them.
Adjust his seating position first.
He's too heavy to move by yourself.
Ugh.
A great mass of dead muscles, with hoarfrost covering his milky eyes.
Try to twist the boots off one by one.
This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off, with nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin and rotting flesh.
Take stock of the damage.
Not good. Let's pin this on the bear. The ice bear tore up his legs with its claws. As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them until you've cleaned and disinfected them thoroughly. Yes, these absolutely need to be washed before. The stink is incredible. Didn't the Whirling have a kitchen?
Close the door. So I've got clothes, but I can't do anything with them yet because they're too stanky. And if I wash and clean them, there's no absolute evidence. Well, I mean, there is absolute evidence that they're the same boots because they have the same serial number. But I didn't write it down. I wrote down the serial number, but I didn't write down that he already had the boots. Which means that when they check, they'll say, oh, that was convenient, I found the armor piece. Old sneaky Joey does it again. Also, didn't my thought cabinet increase suggestion? Yes, it did. That's very useful. Okay.
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry hostel guests. There are several pots and pans on hand.
Check out the cookware.
A commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed an entire city, and also to boil a putrid pair of death boots.
Check out the cleaning supplies.
There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge. This is gonna take the hard stuff too. Use as much as you can. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now.
The boots are really disgusting. Pour some dish soap and the bottle of white vinegar into the pot.
The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar waft up from the pot. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them.
Add water, add the boots to the pot, bring it all to a nice boil.
The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil.
Wait.
Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface.
Wait, some more.
The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too, just like beef stew.
Little more.
That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove.
Dump the sock and flesh stew and examine your new boots.
A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Master Chef out. I did the good. Beautiful. Alright. +2 authority, -1 composure. Put your foot down.
Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous.
I only try my best. It's the most any of us can do.
Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10
Thank you.
honor points for you, sir. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop.
My honor is my life.
Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, honorable one. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor.
Of course.
Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honorable one, have excelled in honor.
Thank you.
Honor comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor.
Okay.
You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
All I ever wanted was to live with dignity, to die with honor.
Congratulations, honorable one. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honor cop rises. Go forth and commit even more honorable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honor. It will always cleanse a man's soul. It is an honor to serve with you, honor cop.
Overproductive honor glands. They say nameless heroes need no credit. Doing the right thing is reward enough, but deep down, honorable man knows there will be a reward. Oh yes, the honorable shall inherit the world, and you, Comte d'Honneur, will lead the charge with your thumb held high. What you need is a creed, an oath, a great oath of honor. Flex your honor glands, see if you can come up with something. My honor though. Right, so my authority right now is 5.
Looks like the circus left town.
Clown's
but the
still
clowns
here.
are still here.
Oh yeah, I need to increase it at least once to get the check to come back. So that'll be where 1 point goes. I have to do that to get it to come back. Right, I'll see you guys next time when we try and do this and then see what I can do from there. See you then. Goodbye.